Hello, welcome to iPowerlingua, and in this one we're going to be looking at Beginner's English Reading Exercise number 13, and in this one we're going to be looking at the subject of tipping, meaning when you give someone extra money when they do a service for you, whether it be at a restaurant or at a hotel or in the parking lot or barbers, people who cut your hair, or women who cut your hair, or in the airport, or people who carry your bags. So let's read the article and then let's answer some questions. The article is named To Tip or Not to Tip. The word tip comes from an old English slang word that means to give. It's both a noun and a verb. Americans usually tip people in places like restaurants, airports, hotels, and hair salons. People who work in these places often get paid low wages. A tip shows that a customer is pleased with the service. Sometimes it's hard to know how much to tip. The size of the tip usually depends on the service. People such as parking valets or bellhops, the people who carry the baggage, usually get smaller tips. The tip for people such as taxi drivers and waiters or waitresses is usually large. Here are a few guidelines for tipping in the United States. For airport porters or hotel bellhops, meaning people who carry the baggage, you give them $1 or $2 for carrying each suitcase. For parking valet, people who park your car for you, you give them $1. For hotel door attendants, if they're helping you with something, you give them $1 to $2, for example, for calling you a taxi. For hotel maids, you usually give them $1 to $5 per night for their service cleaning your room. For taxi drivers, you give them 15% of the bill and more if they help you with your bags. For waiters and waitresses at restaurants and such, you give them 15 to 20% of the bill. At fast food restaurants like McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, you don't give tips there, unless you want to be nice. And also barbers or hairstylists, they usually get 15% of the bill. When you're not sure about how much to tip, do what feels right. You don't have to tip for bad service, and you can give a bigger tip for very, very good service. Remember though, your behavior is more important than your money. Always treat service providers with respect. So that's the end of the selection, and this one can be very interesting because I spent some time overseas, in foreign countries, and over there tipping is not really the normal thing to do. And for me, as an American, tipping was normal for me to do. So when I tipped over there, they would look at me like I'm crazy. Likewise, if you're visiting America, you should know these tipping rules so that, likewise, they don't look at you like you're crazy like they looked at me when I was crazy, when I was in France, for example. So, just go over this article and let's try to answer some questions. How much do you tip a barber? How much do you tip someone who cuts your hair? Second question, how much do you tip a taxi driver? Third question, how much do you tip a hotel door attendant, someone who's helping you get a taxi, for example? And the last question is, do you tip for bad service? And what do you do if someone gives you very, very good service? Those are the questions, and I hope you can answer them. If not, go back over and review the reading selection, and then try to answer the questions. If you have any questions about vocabulary or the such, you can write a note to me or send me an email and I'll try to get back to you very quickly. Thank you very much, and visit iPowerlingua.com for more English lessons. Have a good day.